Hello everybody, it is I, Sir Bidian, bringing you back some Aurora C Sharp. Now, yesterday when I did the recording for the episode, 1.3 dropped right about the time it finished rendering. Hopefully 1.4 won't drop by the time this episode goes up, but hey, wouldn't be surprised. There have been some pretty impressive patching and changes. Well, not really changes, but plenty of patching done since the last episode, even with 1.3 dropped. This game is from a stream that I did last night, and we got some surveying done, we've got some research done, and we found a couple of bugs as well. One of the more fun ones that ran into, that I don't think has been posted by anybody else, and Steve hasn't actually replied to yet, is that, oh no, he has replied. When you scrap a ship, you get basically all of its components, including stuff that you really shouldn't get. Things like crew quarters and fuel tanks and armor. Do I still have that? Yeah, conventional steel armor. So you get stuff that you really shouldn't, and then your ships can just reuse that immediately. So it essentially turns scrapping and rebuilding into a really fast and effective refit system, and it just happens to reset the grade points. So that was fun. Definitely unintended. Steve has fixed the scrapping bits, but there's also a bunch of other shipyard bugs that we ran into, like for example, refit does not function whatsoever. You can't actually pick the ships that you're refitting properly. So there's something definitely broken there. Steve hasn't replied to that one. But yeah, there's been a lot of updates, and yeah, we'll get stuck into it. Make some progress on this save. I don't feel too bad about jumping back and forth between Discord and Twitch. Not Discord, YouTube and Twitch on the same save, because at the moment things are so unstable that having a persistent save that exists only on one platform is really not viable. And just making progress is probably more useful and important. So for everybody who was not part of that stream, we've got a whole bunch of maintenance capacity. We're building up some more maintenance facilities later on as well. We've got 2 nuclear thermal surveyors, 2 freighters. We've got a colony ship and another freighter on the way. So we've got stuff that's en route. Corundium numbers are a little bit on the low side, but uranium is just fine. And we do have mines being built. For minerals, Mercury is decent. Venus is pretty good for the corundium. So there's definitely going to be maybe order mines getting built up over there. We'll probably be sending some order mines to Venus. Ceres is nice, but Ganymede is much nicer. Now, because mines don't use uranium, Ganymede is probably a little bit less important than, for example, something like Venus. So with our production capacity actually getting reasonable, I think it's about time that we start looking into getting some automated mines built up. Now, we have a total consumption of 34,000 corundium. That is going to use up most of our quantity and our stockpile. So getting people above Venus is not really going to be viable. So I think I'm going to order 100 auto mines to be built to get moved to Venus so that we can get some shipping done. I'll put that there because as soon as construction factories are done, actually construction factory is going to eat all of this stuff. So I'm just going to move automated mines to there. That way, as soon as construction factories get done, we'll switch to automated mines. Because the regular mines are going to take a lot longer, and construction factory is going to get done sooner. Okay, actually, better idea. Drop this to 40. Make it 60. There you go. So construction, so that'll eat the construction factory output, and then we'll get like the research facilities as well. Shipyards are fine for the moment. We've got Abnett boat builders upgrading up to 40,000. Case and Barge Company is at 35,000. That's all they need. I'm getting additional slipway there to get more freighters. While the shipbuilding, it has our survey ship, and we are just getting grav sensor 10, and then we can move into building an actual warship, because it has been about almost 15 years, and I'm getting a little bit nervous that the NPR might decide to show up. We did just build a little bit of infrastructure that will be sent to Ganymede, because I do want to help start building up Ganymede as well. And since we actually have the infrastructure and we do have 2 freighters, we're just gonna detach this real quick. There we go. Movement order is going to be load infrastructure. And where did we say? Ganymede? Ganymede. Yeah, because we do want, I mean, we have a lot of uranium, but we do want more. And actually, Luna is where I want to go. Because it's got gallicite, it's got a whole bunch of other little things. It's got some neutronium. And the colony cost is low. So, yeah, getting a moon base up first is going to be useful. It's only 890 million capacity, so we're not going to get huge at anything there. But it would also be nice to get a couple of really nearby facilities as well. So, okay, so we've got the colony there. We'll set up a colony on Ganymede as well. And we'll set up the colony on Venus. So we've got our colonies there. Refresh that. We are going to set up our first infrastructure there. And we're going to cycle that until done. Good. And rough. Survey. Now, there's still more stuff to be surveyed because we do have a Minerva with some asteroid fields. Now, unfortunately, this one has a look. This Trojan cluster has a Lagrange point into Jupiter, but this one does not, and Minerva itself does not have one nearby. And unfortunately, as you can see, they're about 30 billion kilometers out, and the survey ships just can't reach that far. Do they even have that kind of range? It actually does. You know what? I'm going to take one of these guys. I'm going to send it to Minerva proper. So you go to Minerva. Move to location, and you got the survey set, and you are going to move to Minerva Moon 3. Asteroids. Minerva Moon 3. And you've got your standing orders. I'm just actually going to bump fuel to less than 30% for both of these, so they come refuel a little bit sooner. Okay, off you go then. This is going to take them a very, very long time, but that's not a big deal. We should now also have our 0.5 million capacity on Luna from our 100 infrastructure, which is good. And we're going to move some people across, but we might see about... well, we don't have a civilian transport just yet. Freighter is... Okay, we're just going to remove all now. Go refuel. Okay. Not 5 days. Too much. Okay. All right. We've got a bunch of researches done for ground troops, and I remember seeing something about this. Not logistics. Yeah, infantry, anti-tank, anti-air team, resupply infantry, and infantry HQ. These are ground unit classes. I remember seeing something about this in the bug thread. I believe that this might potentially be some kind of automated ground unit design. Because if we have a look, because see, we got civilian garrison here, and that's what these guys are. So these guys are in the civilian garrison. I think that this is just civilians, because if you have a look with the event log, these were created at the exact same time that a civilian mining operation got established in Rhea. So this, I do not believe this is a bug. Well, I think being shown this might be a bug, but this is not necessarily a bug being actually done, because they are just the civilian mining. It's just the CMC's garrison. Speaking of CMCs, Corbula Resources Corporation, they have been set up on Rhea. They have a tracking station. They got a mass driver. 2 civilian mining complexes. We do have a little bit of an economic production reduction because our wealth is a little bit low. It's on its way back up, but it is a little bit low. Mining, they've got a bit under 1 million duranium. Now, duranium is not it's useful, it's important, but we have 500,000 on Earth already. We have 10 million on Ganymede. So we're hardly going to be suffering for loss of 800,000. And we don't need a lot of it either. We're not projecting to use up all of it beyond the production. And we do need a little bit of wealth. So for now, I will be setting taxes instead. So let that run for a little bit. If we go into wealth, tax on civilian mining, we can see here is getting up into a reasonable amount now. So it looks like it's settled at about 20.5 per month. So it's not a significant amount. It's only 1.5% of our economy. The worker taxes are significantly higher, but it helps. Every penny helps. I mean, it's only 2 civilian mining complexes anyway. It's minimal. It's almost nothing. Like 216 duranium a year. That's all it is. Okay. All right, we got some construction. Shipyard is done for another freighter. Let's keep on building. Let's actually zoom in a little bit so we can actually see some movement going on. Alright, research complete, grav sensor 10. Good. So with grav sensor 10 done, we can actually start designing our frigate, Acheron. Well, I mean, to be fair, it's already almost designed. I literally just kind of threw this thing together, but it's basically already designed. So let's go and design tech. Active sensor. We're going to detect for 4,000 tons. And how much space do we have? Actually less than 50 tons. We might have to drop the armor down to like 5 or maybe a little bit less. But this thing is 70 million kilometers, so we can actually drop this thing to like 0.5. There we go, 0.4. 10 million kilometers is perfectly fine. I'm going to prototype that. Wide view. So active search sensor, throw that in there. 4985. Beautiful. Our limit is 5,000. So that's just fine. So, Asheron frigate, 5,000 tons. 360 BP is very nice. 1,800 kilometers a second is really good speed. We got 6 layers of armor, 25 columns. Maintenance life is 1.5 years. Now, it can't repair its engine. But that's why we're going to build a little tug. The tug's going to be moving stations around anyway. So, if anything happens to it, it's just going to have to sit idle and hope for the best until it can get a tow. 3 months deployment, and that's actually, we might be able to bump it up a little bit and still get... No? Okay, that's as high as it can go. We can't get any higher. But yeah, 3 months is fine. 8 billion kilometers range is acceptable. That easily covers the entire inner system, and we don't really have a lot that needs protecting on the outer edge. We can always build a tanker. We've got 4 12-centimeter lasers. We have our beam fire control up to 2,000 kilometers a second. It's a little bit overkill, but not a big deal. We have enough power to supply our lasers, and we have our basic sensor. So that is just fine. Research prototype, research prototype, research prototype, research prototype, research prototype. So, energy weapons. 10 centimeter infrared laser. Gaius Valentian. Ground combat, nope. Logistics, nope. Nope. Yep. We got a power propulsion guy. Yep, Ophelia Cyrus. Just going to give you 1 lab. It's going to take a little while to get it built, but 1 lab. Thermal engine. Ophelia create. Because she is going to need a lot more. Might as well give her the reactor as well. Add to queue. Sensors and fire control. Servius Ice Horn. Going to take away 2 labs from that. And Servius is going to get that sensor and our fire control done. Okay. That's it. So July 35, September 35, April 36. When these guys finish up, then we'll move the labs into the engine to get that one done. So that's fine. So it's going to take about a year to get everything developed, but we'll get there. Okay, active sensor has just been developed, which is good. That's intended. Corundium is still an issue. We are definitely at a very high risk of crunching corundium. But construction factories are almost up to speed. And we are getting regular mines that we can move on to Ganymede and places once everything is done. Alright, it looks like Minerva moons are getting surveyed, and oh my word. I'm seeing some really good stuff on the Minervan moons. So we got a large moon 82. Look at that duranium. 2 million duranium, 0.7 million corundium. That is really nice. And 0.80 sorium. Interestingly enough, colony costs of 10 means that we can actually stick people there. We can support 1 billion people. Moon 84 has some really, really nice deposits. Minerva itself has a little bit of sorium, so it can potentially act as a refueling. No, it can't, because the moons are 30 degrees off. But we can mine it a little bit. What's a super Jovian? So we can stick some... We'll suck up all that lovely, lovely sorium anyway. Alright, oh, and the fire control got done, so we're gonna move the labs into engines. Now, Earth still has a lot of mines, and until we get auto mines, there's really very little that we need that we don't have at the moment. Because like we're running out of mineable gallicite, but we have a pretty big stockpile, so that's not really too much of a concern. The laser just finished. Research. Alright, so that's the laser done. Put it into the engine. Alright, that's another freighter done. Okay, I think I'm going to make a freighter and a second colony ship. Because speaking of colony ships, I'm pretty sure our colony ship is done. Yes, it is. So I'm going to detach it. I also set up a survey corps admin command underneath the Empire Navy. So Commodore Legion Orias is our Navy commandant. He's got a little bit of crew training. He's got good survey rating, good engineering rating to stop our survey ships from breaking down as often. He's got good mining, which is going to come in handy once we start actually mining things. And apart from that, he's generally fine. The rest of the stats don't really matter too much. Lord Captain Amesha Kalgar, however, is our survey officer commandant with a little bit more crew training. 25% survey bonus, so not really much of anything else that we really care about, but these two bonuses being applied are handy. And then of course we have our actual captains in charge of our ships with their direct bonuses. Survey 16 is actually a bit on the low side for him, but oh well. Okay, so we got our freighters, we got our colony ships. So let's load colonists. I'm going to move them onto Earth, onto Luna, unload colonists, and I'm just going to repeat orders 4 times. Con capacity is 100,000. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 400,000. So that should be fine. We'll cycle that. Get some people over there. It takes a long time for the colony ship to actually load and unload, and that kind of slow speed is perfectly acceptable to me. Oh, we got a new mining operation. Herschel Regeliot. Okay, that one we actually want, I think. Because Herschel Regeliot has a bunch of neutronium, corbamide, and vendorite. So production is 312. So you can see that's 50% more. And it's mineral, it's stuff that we actually need. Neutronium is fine. We don't have hundreds of thousands of that. Corbamide, we only got 100,000 of that. And vendorite, we've got about 100,000 of that. So this one I will actually purchase. Yes. Good. Earth is also going to need a mass driver. Just one. There we go. Okay, off we go. Actually, real quick. Civilian administrator, mining. Mining is 15. Oh, he's a survivalist. He's perfect. And Taurus, we're going to assign to you. So that's going to give us 15% more minerals from Taurus, 359, or at least it should. I'm pretty sure it should. So because we're buying minerals, we want the production to be as high as it possibly can. Because we're taxing, we don't really care about the production. We want it to be actually as low as it possibly can. Alright, let that run. Research complete into... Yeah, like, we probably really shouldn't be seeing these civilian research. But they do happen. But do we actually see the components? That's the thing. Because we shouldn't be seeing the civilian components. Yeah, because we're not seeing it without flagging show civilian. And we can see that we have a freighter here, Orca Small. So using Duranium armor, he's got a shuttle bay, he's got a standard cargo hold. He's actually faster. Because he's got way more engines than I do. So he's faster because he has more engines. And he's got the same capacity, 35,000 tons. Yeah, he's also 5,000 tons bigger because of those engines. So, yeah. Okay, so we have a first civilian ship. Excellent. What's he actually doing? Probably not much, to be honest. He'll probably start shipping... Colonial's finished. Luna's got its 400,000. Capacity is 0.5 million, which is 500,000. So, pretty soon, I suspect it's going to want to be bringing in infrastructure. Now, there is a particularly interesting bug with this infrastructure. While civilians check to make sure that these things and the rest of the trade goods don't get collected into zero, infrastructure doesn't. So you will get freighters coming in and collecting all this infrastructure, and then eventually the planet will run out, and then you'll get loading errors. So, alright, so Ophelia Cyrus has finished developing our engine for our ship. So, we're just going to knock out the power plant for it as well. Also, we're going to need a naval shipyard. Do we have a naval shipyard? We do have a naval shipyard. Yeah, we need that naval shipyard up soon. Oh, one thing to note, this is not a bug. Geological survey sensors are now military. Geological survey sensors are military components that will make your survey ships military. It's intended. It's not a bug. The fact that they were not military in before 1.3 is the bug. So, yeah, don't freak out. It is your geological survey ship is meant to be military. Yes. Okay, so do we have Acheron? No longer is prototype. Excellent. So, shipyard. Retool. Now, here is something very, very cool. Retooling is now apparently it always was, even in VB6, but just something I never actually noticed because of how I design my ships. But the retool cost is the refit cost from one class to another. So that is potentially a temporary workaround that you can use to figure out same yarding. Doesn't quite work, but yeah, you can figure out the refit cost there, although you have to have the design that you want to tooled already tooled, so a little bit awkward. Okay, Acheron, retool, set. So we can't afford to lose our surveyors, but they're not really doing anything, so that's fine. And we are going to get a naval yard for them soon enough. Construction factories are almost finished. Just going to be a couple of weeks longer. Well, a couple of months longer. Like 3 months longer. 2 months now. We've got another freighter for civilian shipping. Luna is slowly growing. Ah, and they've got a colony ship. We should see Luna grow real fast now. And there's our construction factories done. Good. So, civilian economy. Let's take a look. So, Luna, we can see here, is it set to a destination. We can't get it as stable until it gets to 10 million, which is better than the 25 on VB6. So that's fine. We're not going to military restrict it at the moment, but we have infrastructure here. Earth is currently a source of colonists, which is fine. We have 100 million spare population that can go somewhere and be useful, so that is perfectly fine. Is there anything that we can potentially send over there? Not really. What does Luna actually have? Gallicite, iridium, vanderite, titanium, cobalt, and neutronium. So, mines, I guess? But we don't really need it because we still have all the mines on Earth. So, for the moment, Luna's just going to sit idle. Alright, mass driver has been built on Earth, so we can actually get these guys to sling to Earth. It's not a lot, but it's honest work. Okay. We are now building our 100 automated mines for Venus, as well as our naval complex. So the automated mines are going to be done April 39. So it's going to take 3 years to get these automated mines built. We're not going to completely run our corundium dry, so that's fine. But yeah, these 100 automated mines are going to take 3 years to build, and then we'll ship them off to Venus. We're actually going to need a... no, it's fine. I can use freighters. Venus is in our system, so it's not going to take too long to get there. Like the shipping is going to be minimal. Okay, that's another freighter done. I think 5 freighters might be enough for the time being. Yeah. 5 freighters is fine for now. We've got a maintenance problem in Abdiel, but that's fine. Engine. It's okay. Actually, important question. How is our survey doing? Because, like, Minerva is surveyed, right? Are you just sitting idle now? Yeah, you're just... No, you've gone to Brooks, but you're still sitting idle up at Brooks. Okay. Abdiel NTE 1. We are going to have you... Movement orders... Is it asteroids? We want 2000 OM67. OM67. These really need to be in alphabetical or something. Or, yeah, there needs to be some kind of better ordering. 2000 OM67. God damn it, okay. Okay, I'm going to go make a quick suggestion. Alright, We're about out of time. We're actually a little bit over time. So for the end of this episode, I'm going to pop over. I'm going to go into C# suggestions. I'm going to end this episode with a suggestion. Do we actually have... No? Okay. New topic. Actually, back up one. Let's see if anybody suggested it. Filter. No. So, C# suggestions. We're going to reply. I would like to suggest a filter option for fleet destinations. Trying to find that one asteroid amongst the 300 or so in Sol when the list does not seem to have a seems to use some archaic ordering system, is not a fun time. How many asteroids does Sol have? Hang on. All asteroids. Yeah, I think there's like 200 or so asteroids. Yeah, there's not even a number anymore. But yeah, there are way too many asteroids. It's the way too many. So when the list seems to use some archaic ordering system, is not a fun time. Especially when the object you're trying to find may not even be an asteroid. Filter bar. Field? Alright, post. And with that, that is it from me for today. Tomorrow, assuming that the 1.4 patch doesn't actually release before then, which it probably will, rendering this entire save dead anyway, we will be continuing this, and yeah, we'll see what other kind of fun we can get up to. So, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.